Hi friends, with today's class I shall be able to finish off the syllabus of the ESOP Employee Stock Option Plan. So here I got two problems. The last two problems I need to explain you. With this the syllabus will be completed. Buyback shares has already been completed. PQ Limited grants 100 stock options to each of its 1000 employees on 1st April 15. Okay. PQ Limited grants 100 stock options to each 1000 employees, each of its 1000 employees on 1/4/2015. 100 stock option means for each employee 100 shares will be given, conditional upon the employee remaining in the company for 2 years. The fair value of the option is 18. I told you fair value is nothing but the discount. This fair value is nothing but discount, my dear friends, to be recognized as an expense. And the exercise price is 55 rupees per share. The other information is given as under. Exercise price means the price at which he needs to buy the shares. The number of employees expect to satisfy service condition are 930 in the first year, 850 in the second year. 40 employees left the company in the first year of service and 880 employees have actually completed 2 years vesting period. So the number of employees expect to satisfy service condition are 930. You are required to calculate employee stock option plan cost to be amortized by PQ Limited for the year 15-16 and 16-17. I think the simple thing, you know how to go for amortization. So here I am writing the heading. Calculation of employee stock option plan to be amortized. Calculation of amortization, calculation of employee stock option plan to be amortized. So we are having 2 years now here. Is asking for 15-16 and 16-17. So first, number of options expected to vest. Number of options expected to vest under ESOP scheme. Here number of expect to satisfy 930 first year, 850 second year. Nine 930 and 850. 930 employees. So number of options means here 930 employees into 100 options. Now it is coming to 93,000. Similarly, second category it is has been said 880. 880 into 100, 88,000 you can see. $930 in the first year and 850 in the second year. So what he has done is that 40 employees left the company in the first year of service and 880 employees are actually completed second year vesting period, because by the time it has been completed we know that first year we are not sure of it, but in second year it is clear that you are having 880 employees. So therefore we need to recognize the expenses for 880 employees. Are you following what I'm saying? So first year we don't know. In the beginning we don't know what is the expenditure that is to be amortized. So that is why 930 we are written. But second year it is clear that only on 880 shares we need to recognize the expenses. Okay, then we say fair value. Fair value is nothing but discount. That is 18 rupees. Here also it is 18 rupees, fair value. I'll do one thing. Fair value of option, let me write. Fair value of option is 18 rupees, nothing but discount. Next. Fair value of option per share. Then expenses to be recognized. Is equal to this A and B. A into B. $93,000 into 18. $16,74,000 here. 88,000 88,000 into 18. It is coming to 15,84,000. And you know the vesting period has been given as 2 years, no? Here as given. A conditional upon the employee remaining in the company for how many years? 2 years. So now value of option to be recognized is equal to $16,24,000 into 1 by 2, no? 1 year has been expired. 16,74,000 by 2. It is coming to 8,37,000. Then value of option to be recognized is equal to here 15,84,000 overall you have to recognize minus 8,37,000 because this is first year it has been recognized. So 15,84,000 minus 8,37,000, it is going to be 7,40,000. It means overall expense to be recognized at the end of the second year is that the finally number of options that has been exercised is coming to 15,84,000 because you can see that here 40 employees left the company in the first year of service and 880 employees have actually completed 2 years of vesting period. After completion of first year means in the second year 40 employees left. But finally at the end of the second year only 880 employees have actually completed means they are eligible for getting the options. So the expenditure to be recognized only. So whatever so far the classes which we had discussed, this point is crucial. Finally expenses to be recognized only on the options exercised. This is an important point you all should remember. So this is what 4 marks question. I think this is what for 7,47,000. Important note. Under employee stock option scheme, finally the number of options or shares subscribed or exercised by the employees is to be treated as an expense. That is 15 lakhs 84,000. Finally, it is to be treated as expense. But how much has already been recognized? 8 lakh 37,000. So balance is 7 lakhs 47,000. Next, we'll move on to the next problem. The following particulars in respect of stock options granted by a company are available. Grant date 1st April, number of employees covered 50, number of options granted for employee 1000, fair value of option per share 9. This I told you, fair value is nothing but discount for you to understand it. Otherwise, you'll be having confusion. The options will vest to employees serving continuously for 3 years from the vesting date, provide the share price 65 or above at the end of 1819. Option will vest to employees serving continuously for 3 years, provided the share price is 65 or above at the end of 1819. So two conditions we are having. One is service condition, that employee should work with them for 3 years. Okay, and also the share price has to be more than, not less than 65, means it is 65 or more, means it is not less than 65. The share price is 65 or above, means it can't be less than 65. Then in such case, the vesting condition 3 years is applicable. That means we are having two conditions, rather, serving conditions and also share price. Okay. The estimates of number of employees satisfying the condition of continuous employment are 48 on 31st March 17, 47 on 31st March 18. The number of employees actually satisfying the condition of continuous employment was 45. See, we got 3 years, no? 16 of 1st April 16 to 31st March 17, it will become first year. The estimates means actually they are expecting that 48 employees are going to be there in the service up to 31st March 17, and 47 employees will be there in second year. But finally, after satisfying all the conditions, the number of employees actually satisfying condition continuous of employment is 45. Finally, this is what I told you, the actual expenses which we need to recognize it. Option shares subscribed except by the employee. This is what I given. Under employee stock option scheme, finally the number of options or shares subscribed or exercised by the employee is to be treated as an expense. It means ultimately we need to recognize expense on 45 shares. That's it. But they start recording entry for 48 shares, 47. But ultimately, it can be more or less. Finally, it is to be adjusted to how many shares? 45 shares. This I am going to work out. So you are required to compute expense to be recognized in each year in the books of the company. Okay. So we have to give you a few points. What I do, I will be following the technique which we have followed for earning per share concept, tabular form, that I wish to go. So here I am writing a comment on this first. The vesting options, whatever I explained, I am writing here. The vesting of options is solution to RTP N19. The vesting of options is subject to satisfaction of two conditions. service condition, of continuous employment, for 3 years, and market condition for 3 years, and market condition that the share price at the end of say 3 years means here you can see 16, 17, 17, 18 and 18, 19 means at the end of 31st March 19, at the end of 18, 19, that is third year, is not less than 65 rupees. Is not less than 65 rupees. But the company should recognize, since service condition, market condition has been followed, I think we finally service condition is to be considered. The company should recognize value of option over 3 years vesting period. That is 16, 17 to 18, 19 for how many years? 3 years. Okay, so that I'll be splitting it, how to work out this. So statement. See, I'm following the last class that earning per share concept. Statement showing compensation expense to be recognized at the end of first year, second year, third year. First year he is here, you can see 16, 17. I'm writing 31st March 17. Second year 31st March 18. Third year 31st March 19. The more number of problems you listen, you will be getting more clarity. Then this problem will definitely give you an advantage. Only recognition of expense is key, my dear friends. Entries you can easily write it. So here what I am writing. Number of options expected to vest. You can see 48, 47, 45. So this is in fact 48 it has come down to 1, maybe unvested. 47 unvested is 2, that is why it has come to 45. Ultimately I told you, you need to recognize the expenses for only finally exercised options or finally expected options also we can say to be vested. So this is important. And in one of our previous problem you have done, even this 45 also can be estimated, but this 45 may become 43. Then that excess to on two options expenses to be reversed by transferring to general reserve. But in this case we don't have such information. He says that number of employees actually satisfying condition of continuous employment was 45. So if that means estimated and actual options exercised is same. But the last problem, I think in one problem you have done 87,500 or something like that. But 85,000 was the option that has been finally exercised. So on excess of 2,500 options, 75,000 was transferred to general reserve. Just I am trying to explain that point. So in this case, this 45 himself has actually realized it has been given. So if suppose we had like 44 on 31st March 19, 46 on 31st March 19, but actual 45 means excess that is to be reversed. But that is not the case. But anyhow, let me write 48, 47 and 45. This is third year, 31st March 19. Next, this is here I am writing 48 into what is the number of options, tell me. Number of options granted per employee 1000 shares, my dear friend. 48 into 1000, 48,000. 47 into 1000, 47,000. 45 into 1000, 45,000. Next, total compensation expenses. Accrued at the rate of 9 rupees. From where you got 9 rupees? Here is given. Fair value, I told you discount, no? The discount is an expense at the rate of 9 rupees. So it means you know that 48,000 into 9. 47,000 into 9. 45,000 into 9. 48,000 into 9. 4,32,000. 47,000 into 9. 4,23,000. See, at this point of time, you feel that expense to be recognized 432. At this point of time, 423 is the expense we need to recognize. Actual expense outstanding. At this point of time, 45,000 into 9. 4,05,000. Now, what I need to do is that compensation, what is the compensation expense of the year? Very simple. See, the vesting condition is how many? Say 3 years. So for 31st March 17, April 1, 16 to 31st March 17 means already 1 year has been completed, no? So here you should write compensation expense of it is 4,30,000 into numerator year expired 1 and denominator vesting period 3 years. So 4,32,000 4,32,000 by 3. It is coming to 1,44,000. Okay. Now this one 4,23,000. 4,23,000 vesting period is 3 years. It is unlike the problem earning per share where for first year vesting period is 2 years for calculation of expenses, second year onwards 3 years. Here it's not like that. For all the 3 years vesting condition is 3 years. So 4,23,000 expired is 2 years, no? 2 years means because 16 to 17, 1, 17, 18, 2 years. Numerator 2, denominator vesting period 3. So 4,23,000 in 2 by 3, it is coming to 2,82,000. 2,82,000. And coming back to this, 4,05,000, of course, numerator completed 3 years and vesting 3, so it has to be 4,05,000. So ultimately you should recognize 4,05,000 as an expenses, my dear friends. 4,05,000 you have to recognize the expense. So now what I am doing, compensation expenses recognized previously. This is first year, no, nil here. For second year, previous year is 1,44,000 recognized. And third year, expenses recognized will be first year expenses and second year. 144. This has been recognized. So now therefore, compensation expenses to be recognized for the year compensation expense to be recognized for the year is equal to here 1,44,000 minus nil, 1 lakh compensation expense of the year minus compensation expense recognized previously nil. So 1,44,000 first year, and second year 2,82,000 minus 1,44,000, 1,38,000. Here, sorry, here it is 1,38. 1,38, sorry. Come on. Third year 4,05,000, because recognition is second year is 138. No, this is overall cumulative, but year wise 138. 282 minus 144, 138. So previous year recognition 144, this year recognition 138. Okay, this we have done in the last class problem. So 4,05,000 minus, or you can say 4,05,000 minus 282. 144 plus 138 is 282. If you want, you can cross check. 144 plus 138 is equal to 282. So therefore 4,05,000 minus 144 minus 138, it is coming to 4,05,000. Just a minute, my dear friends. It is coming to 1,23,000. Now you can see the logic. By the end of third year vesting period, expenses has to be recognized is on actual number of shares applied by the members, employees. It has to be 4,05,000. You can cross check. 123 plus 138 plus 144. It is coming to how much? 4,05,000. But that 4,05,000 we are splitting into 3 different years. That's it. He was asking you to, you are required to calculate, compute expense to be recognized each year in the books of the company. Okay, this problem is similar to the for treatment of expenses, similar to the third problem. Which problem, my dear friends? Third problem. For expenses, recognition of expenses. Okay, so with this, all the problems have been completed by me. Think you need a bit of practice on this, and everything whatever I've explained, unless you make a note of it, you don't remember, my dear friends. there will be bit confusion one or two areas, but if you listen again and again, definitely you can able to understand. If you got any doubt or any query, you can send a message so that I can answer that. I hope you all are following all the chapters to my level best. I've been trying to explain you in a detailed manner, and sometimes like as I told you number of times, live class is something different. I can guess to the extent where you are following, but I hope you got that capability of understanding and following. So definitely you can do well. So only one thing, if you remember, in buyback of securities, I told you there's one problem from our institute material, charms material. It it was buyback shares chapter. Just a minute. One problem I have not taken up actually. I said I will be taking after ESOP. November 2010, 42 page number. The same model I am having here. Extra limited and non-listed company furnishes you with the following balance sheet. Equity, share capital, all those things I am not explaining. Buyback, you know. Only thing is that here the company redeemed preference shares. You know, in group 1 you learned it bought back 3 lakhs equity shares. This is buyback, you know. You learned that. Investment in own debentures. You learned this topic in group 1, redemption of debentures. I think this was a problem where you used to have in debentures in group 2. So anyhow, it is now in group 1. So redemption of preferences you got in group 1. Investment in own debentures you got in group 1. So that thing you can learn. Buyback of shares I have already explained. Then why you have taken this problem, sir? Then this problem I taken. The company had 1 lakh equity stock option outstanding on the above mentioned date to the employees at 20 rupees when the market price was 30 rupees. It means 10 rupees is the discount that has been given. This was included under current liabilities. Which was included? The equity options outstanding was included in current liabilities. Actually, it has to be between share capital and reserves and surplus. This we have seen already. We have learned it already. So, but it has been mentioned. It has been given in the heading under current liabilities. So, pass necessary entries to record the above. So, by this time you all are aware of that. This 50,000 equity shares which we talk about. For this we should write the entry. What is the entry? I am giving 1 minute time for you to quickly, if it is possible, you can write an entry for this. Can you write the entry for this? We should write only entry for 50,000 shares, my dear friends. 50,000 shares into 20. Bank account debtor. What is the entry you can write here? Bank account debtor. Actually 1 lakh options they have sanctioned. 1 lakh equity stock options outstanding on the above date. But how many options have been exercised by the employees on 1/4/11? 50,000 shares. Bank account debtor 50,000 shares into 20, 10 lakhs. Then you know that they have already created employee stock option outstanding is already appearing under the heading current liabilities. So employee stock option outstanding account debtor. It is included in current liabilities. What is the discount, my dear friends? Market price 30, offered at 20 means discount is 10 rupees. 50,000 into 10, 5 lakhs. And of course the face value of the share is 10 rupees. We have seen that in the problem. So face value, if you want, you can see 10 rupees face value of the share. So to equity share capital 50,000, 10 rupees face value, 5 lakhs. It is just coincidence, my dear friend. No need to panic about it. To security premium is the difference between market value and face value. What is market value? 30 rupees. What is face value? 10. So 20 rupees. 30 minus 10. 20. 20 into 50,000. It is coming to 10 lakhs. This is the entry for stock option outstanding. So this entry you are writing on the date of the employee the stock option outstanding has been considered. And then now this employee stock option outstanding is appearing under the current liabilities. No, after writing this entry, the employee stock option outstanding is to be deducted from current liability. This is what they have done. You can see that the redemption of preference shares concept, that you like understand it. So when they go to the balance sheet, I think the entry also they written, this is in lakhs they have written. This is in lakhs they have written. Entry for redemption of preference shares, you all are aware of it. Buyback entry, you know. And you know how to cancel the debentures. You learned all those things in group 1. Now other current liabilities, opening balance, adjustment for employee stock option outstanding, because when you are debited employee stock option outstanding account, that account has been closed. Okay, and then the premium amount they have added, because when you are issuing shares to the employees under ESOP, you got a premium of 10 lakhs, so that has been created. That's it. And remaining things you can do it. So in buyback concept, we also got in buyback buyback employee stock option plan. Clear to all of you? In buyback we got employee stock option plan. So I think yes, you can go through this. If anybody is having the doubt still, you can just call me, or you can send the SMS to me. Definitely I'll address your the doubts, what are the apprehensions you are having. There's one more point which I would like to stress on this, is that this is under current liabilities. Actually it has to be employee stock option outstanding, has to be as per our material separating between share capital and reserves and surplus. But as per the instruction, since it has been given in current liabilities, we have adjusted by deducting from current liabilities. Okay, this is point number 1. Now point number 2 is that company had 1 lakh equity stocks options outstanding, but the employees exercise their options for 50,000 shares. Only to the extent of 50,000 shares, employee stock option outstanding scheme account is appearing under other current liabilities. This 1 lakh has been given to confuse you. Okay, they have given option of 1 lakh, but the employees have exercised only for 50,000 shares. Okay, so this is what you got. And there's one more point, actually employee stock option plan, purchase plan, but which is not there in the material. We don't have any problems on that employee stock option purchase plan. So we are having only ESOP, employee stock option scheme. That is why I'm not looking into that particular aspect of it. Clear? So otherwise, employee stock option purchase plan, was there any problem on that? We could have taken up it. So, but let me briefly explain a few points on that. Employee stock purchase scheme means a scheme under which company offers shares to employee as part of public issue. That difference is that it as incentive here they are giving, but there they are giving as a public issue. So what is the entry you write? Here the entry will be same when you are, but the thing is that you are giving them at a discount. In respect of shares issued under employee stock option purchase scheme, during any accounting period, accounting value of shares is so issued shall be treated as another form of employee compensation financial statements of the company. The accounting value of the shares issued under ESPS shall be equal to the aggregate of price discount over all the shares issued. It means, suppose Y Limited has issued 1000 shares at 50 rupees, market price 150, face value 10. So you should give the discount between the market value and face value. So for that particular thing, you will be debiting employee compensation expense. Mean the entry will be same. Entry will be same, but only the difference you should understand is that under employee stock option purchase scheme, along with the public issue, shares will be offered. That's it. That is what is called as employee stock purchase scheme. But the entry will be same. Entry will be same means the difference between market price and issue price is premium, and expense to be recognized. Expense to be recognized is the difference between market value and price that has been offered. The concept is same, my dear friends. Even under employee stock option purchase price also concept is same. See, I told you market value and what is it called as exercise price. Suppose market value 150, exercise price 50, discount how much? 100. Market value 150, face value 10, amount to be transferred to security premium is 140. Amount to be transferred to security premium is 140. That is why we don't have any problems. Entries will be same. Only generally employee stock option purchase scheme, the number of shares will be offered along with public. The shares will be offered along with public issue. Okay. Finally, what is employee stock option scheme? Employee stock option scheme can be offered to employees of a company unless the shareholders of the company approves employee stock option scheme by passing a special resolution in the general meeting. And this employee stock option scheme would be open to all permanent employees of company working in India or outside India, and to the directors of a company. Okay, so this is what the briefly about employee stock option scheme. You keep on practicing. Good luck with this. The entire syllabus has been completed as far as from my side is concerned. Now your side, you need to practice. Okay, have confidence, and I'll tell you a number of times. I've told you everything won't be catchy. There are some in some cases, some instances where you need to revise it again and again. You should listen it again and again. Like if it is a live class, as you might have seen, sometimes I used to revise 2 times, 3 times, 4 times in the classroom till you get the satisfaction. Now here, how sir? You have to listen it again and again and again. That's it. So please practice, take your notes and work out. Definitely, whenever they conduct the examination, definitely you can come out well. So good luck. God bless you all. Thank you. With this, all the problems almost all the problems has been completed. One few problems I have given as a practice that you can do it. Okay. Thank you.